you just heard. What did you just hear? No, I'm just kidding, you guys. Why did I even forget that? That song is Rock is Dead by Marilyn Manson for the movie The Matrix 1999. Welcome to 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction on Jam 8.3, your new music alternative. If you heard that, if you felt the vibe of yes, let's get it on, well, come on, guys, let's get it on. We're going to be talking about, of course, The Matrix. I hope you really know what The Matrix is. I mean, I know it sounds like a Tito episode, but it's not. It's so cool. So cooler than being a Tito. And I'm just kidding. Being a Tito is cool. I'm just kidding, guys. But it's so cool and it's it's a very relevant movie. Not franchise, trilogy, till to this day, 20 plus years later. And I hope you have your stuff in mind, like your favorite characters, favorite scenes, and dialogues. Let me know later on. Or actually right now, you could message us on the comment section of Facebook Live. Just look for us, 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction, Jam 8.3. We do have a text line and a WhatsApp number, +63915 349 0883. And of course, guys, I won't be here alone. Come on. There's got to be someone who's more fan than I am. Woo! And if you find his face familiar, yes, he was here for WWE. Thank you so much and welcome back, Inigo, Jordana.
Hello, I just did a Ric Flair thing. Sorry, I was here last for the WWE episode.
I thought he was gonna jump from the chair. He sort of freaked me out like, dude, are you serious? Are you gonna jump?
I just realized, this show is making me lumalabas yung pagka 90s kid ko dito. Oh my God.
At least 90s kid lang, di Tito.
That's true. That's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not
That's
so
alright.
bad.
I'm proud of my 90s roots.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It was a lot of amazing things. The transition of technology and a lot of things.
Oh yeah. And in fact, what we're talking about today, The Matrix, is very timely because we are celebrating just over a month ago, March 31st, 1999 was when The Matrix came out in cinemas 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So we just celebrated the 20th anniversary.
It feels like it was just yesterday.
Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Yeah, I do. I think
I was a kid.
No, what were you thinking when you saw it? I was actually curious. What?
Oh my God!
Really?
Actually, at first, because
did you see the trailer? You saw the trailer first. Where?
I saw the trailer, but it wasn't. I don't think it was marketed as well. Because that year was the year that Star Wars was gonna be reboot. Like
That's
they
true.
were coming out with the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
So everybody was excited for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Including me. So I was like, all right, let's watch Star Wars. And all right, there's a new action movie coming out. Let's go watch it.
Okay.
And I saw it with my cousin, Steven.
Did you get to see the trailer or not yet?
I think I had not seen it at the time.
So you just guys went to the movie
He saw it.
Oh, he saw it first.
This cousin of mine is a bigger geek than I am.
He saw it
He
first.
loves comic books. He has a huge comic book collection and everything. And he loves The Matrix. So I was younger than him. He was like my kuya.
Yeah.
And he was like, come on, let's go watch a movie. So I was like, all right, let's go. And next thing I know, I don't know what. I had no expectation. I didn't know what to expect. And the first scene where Trinity does that
scene
that swan kick.
Yes.
And you're like, whoa! Oh, man.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Buckle up.
That's
Buckle
true.
up, everybody.
I was so excited too.
And
I think I saw the trailer first, I think on TV. I'm not sure if it's on TV, but it was, or I think I saw the poster first. That's what you see first usually.
Yes,
when you go to the malls, you see this poster and it had the Matrix rain, the
Right,
code
yes.
rain. And that's it, the Matrix, that's all. And actually there's the tagline first. That's all it says there.
And I was 13 years old. I knew nothing about IT. At the time, dial-up pa yun eh. Dial-up modems.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
It was really bad. Internet was not good. So I was an outdoor kid. I was always playing outside.
Yeah.
And there I was resting. I was, at the time.
Typical you.
and then so here's this movie about computers. So I'm like, all right, let's go see it. Whatever. Movies at the time were not as expensive as they are now.
That is true. There was 100 pesos.
Yeah, about 120.
Yes.
100, yeah. So we watched it and oh man, right at that scene, bam, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
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 And then she runs and there's this agent chasing after her.
Yeah.
And like, what? And she gets hit by a truck and you think she's dead, but she's
Not.
not. Yeah.
Like mortal, man. She's immortal.
It was so good. It was so good. And Yeah, from then on. And at the time,
Uh-huh.
you could watch a movie twice.
3 times.
Do you
something,
remember that?
4 times. You could just sit there.
You can just sit there. Don't leave.
Yes.
And The Matrix was that kind of movie.
Yes.
I loved it so much from the first time I saw it.
Yes.
We were like, let's stay. Let's watch it again. 'Cause
Yes.
I didn't get a lot of that. What the hell?
But before, guys, that's legal. That was okay.
That was legal. That
as
was
long
not-
as I think as long as you just pay the entrance and that's it. You just go in and you stay. Some people end up sleeping there for several movie
Yeah.
screenings, like 3 screenings.
People spent way too much time in cinemas
Nobody
at the
really
time.
calls your attention because it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
They just
as
called
long
it
as you
out.
paid that one time, you
Yeah.
can stay as long as you want.
It was called out, I think, later 2000s, like
Yeah.
2009, 10, 11. Yeah.
So I went. Yeah, no, it was good times, and we could watch movies over and over again.
Uh-huh.
And it
Yeah.
was so nice.
So since you didn't know anything about IT, it's a good thing that still you were enamored with.
Yeah, no, because I mean the target market is the 13-year-old
Yeah, the
kids
kid.
like me. So I was a 13-year-old boy, and I didn't know much of anything,
Mm-hmm.
and here I was, and so the freaking action packed. And bullet time, it revolutionized a lot of action at the
That's
time.
true.
It inspired a lot of action films until now, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
That whole several cameras and the bullet dodging.
That's not
and
just
the-
a few cameras, guys. It's 180
Yeah.
cameras.
It's at least 50 cameras to
Yeah.
150.
Yeah.
So, it's insane.
Yeah, and you will
the
know
amount
how
of-
insane more The Matrix is later.
Yes.
Because you will go into detail why The Matrix is the most awesome film, and at the same time, if we talk about stunts, guys, you gotta give some respect to our actors, Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss.
And Lawrence
Fishburne.
And
Because
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
They got injured, you know that?
They did.
They
All of them.
They exercised and worked out and had training to the point for 4 months before the film, and several of them, Keanu Reeves, I know Hugo Weaving got hurt. Lawrence Fishburne got hurt.
Everybody got. Carrie Ann, yeah, she did too.
So they all broke something.
It's part of the magic of movie making.
Yeah.
You want to be in the movies, you get hurt.
Yeah, and what I really appreciate, as an adult now, what I appreciate the most about it is that, can you imagine an original film like that
Yeah.
being made today, where all the movies are either based on books or comic books
Yeah.
or reboots?
Yeah.
All the hit movies are all just recycled stuff from other
Yeah, that's
literature or
true.
other formats.
Mhm.
The Matrix came out of nowhere. It's inspired by a lot of things.
It is. Like, for example, the Wachowskis are Marvel illustrators, I think, and writers.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's so they do write for Marvel, and the thing is, they made the comics first, which is the Matrix comics, and then apparently after that they decided they will make this into a movie, or
Yeah.
Warner Brothers decided
Warner Brothers, yeah.
we'll make it into a movie.
And when they pitched it to the directors, what they did was...
No, Warner Brothers did like the Wachowskis first.
No, yeah. And what they did at first was they gave them $10 million. And you know where
kulang.
that all went?
The scene.
First 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
That scene
But that
where...
is so cool.
But then they showed that
Awesome
those 10
scene.
minutes back to Warner
they gave more
Brothers,
money.
and they were like, all right, here's $50 million.
Yeah.
But even now, $60 million for a movie, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Now movies are like, what, $500 million
Yeah.
or something
But
like
at
that?
the time, and then they earned 483 million afterwards.
Yes.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
But
It was a huge hit, even critically.
yeah.
And what they did, what I was saying, what they did was they showed the producers Ghost in the Shell,
Ah.
which is a wonderful anime. For those of you that haven't seen it, hey,
Watch
millennials, I've talked to millennials that say, "What's the Matrix?" And I'm, "What?
You don't know.
How
No, I'm
could
just
you
kidding.
not?" No, like kids like my brother, who's what, 20, turning 21 in a few days.
No, he doesn't
Yeah.
know.
He knows because I showed him.
Ah, but
so
not because.
he's cool.
What kind of brother?
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure he's listening now. Anyway.
But yeah, okay. So I do have, aside from that, there's still another. Okay. So when you saw the film, after that, what were your takeaways after watching it the first time?
After watching it the first time when I was 13, oh man, I was blown away. I was amazed by how deep and how inspiring and how I felt like, and I don't know, I bet a lot of people felt that way. Like, I could go through a journey like that. Am I the one? Like, when you're a kid, you wanna.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, I wanna be free.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite understand the total idea of freedom at the time.
That's right.
But just the liberation, and every kid wants to have powers.
That's true.
But more than that, it was, I wanted to download things just like that. Like, just plug it in. Like, I wanna learn kung fu.
Oh, but you didn't freak out like, oh no, someone is controlling me. Because that's what it was,
that's
right?
right. Yeah,
there were pods.
It's generally about control.
Yeah, that is.
It's generally about breaking out of the things that are trying to control you.
Yeah.
And the philosophy of it was, I think, probably at the time, the deepest film I'd seen.
At the time when you were 13.
When I was that young. And
but you didn't freak out. You didn't say, like, I don't want to be into the computers now.
I guess it was a little scary, but I thought, I guess that neo bravado where you're like, that determinism, like, I'm going to kick their ass.
You can do it.
Those machines. But then after that, I kept watching everything. I watched the second and third.
Yeah.
I watched the Animatrix.
Yeah.
All of it. I ate it all up. I played the game on PlayStation.
Really?
It was so good. Actually, the game is integral in knowing the whole story.
Oh.
Because the character of Jada Pinkett Smith, she's the main character of the game.
Yeah.
And you're trying to it follows what's happening behind the scenes. Like, there's a blackout. Like, how do they do that mission?
Right.
So there's a side mission that they just put all on the game. So that was pretty cool. I appreciated that, and it was even revolutionary at the time because the game itself, like, they could step on the walls.
Yeah.
And it sort of paved the way for games now, like even the Spider-Man and the Batman Arkham Asylum, stuff like that. It's way ahead of its time. All of it. I mean, I think I don't know. A lot of people say that if you watch it now, you won't. I mean, kids might not appreciate it. I don't think so. I beg to differ. I don't think so. Watch the first one, guys.
Yeah, the first
one. If you haven't seen it, watch the first one. You will appreciate it. I think it holds up.
Yeah,
do you think
true.
It holds up?
I do
think
because
it holds up.
You know what? Even the nitty gritty dark vibe, the greenish hue is. It's not like it's a malfunction in technology. It is necessary for the vibe.
And to understand, actually, the green hue was symbolic of when you're in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's true.
So for those that are confused, which one's the real world, which one's the Matrix, the green was the Matrix.
The bluish is supposed to be the quote unquote.
Yeah. So anyway, I haven't talked about the plot. The plot basically it follows this character, Thomas Anderson, aka Neo. Yeah. Thomas Anderson is his given name. Like,
that's his real birth.
Yeah, that's his birth
Neo
name.
is his. Guys, if you go gaming, you have a code name.
That's right.
All those weird names. At least he's cool.
Yeah, and his was Neo. That's his hacker name also.
Yeah.
So that's the name that he gave himself.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the name he chose.
Mm-hmm.
And it follows this character Neo, who lives double lives.
Yeah, that's
he lives
true.
2 lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the first movie follows how he realizes that he is the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the one to what? He is the one to save the world from the machines.
That's true.
So it's basically Rage Against the Machine. No, I'm just kidding.
no,
it's basically. Oh, play that next, by the way. Oh, it's basically man versus machine.
Uh-huh.
So it is a world where it's in the distant future where humans fight machines. Yeah. We have created AI, artificial intelligence,
and it took over
to the point where they become intelligent, where they're able to walk and talk like people and think like people.
Yeah.
And actually, did you know that the war was started by the humans?
Yeah, that's true. If you look closely, it is so initially the humans thought they can be more powerful than their creation, but the creation became too smart for their own good.
Right.
And then it turns out there was a reverse, and then every baby was used as a battery.
Batteries.
Yeah.
And actually, it's explained in the Animatrix.
Yeah.
I recommend it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was inspired by stuff like Ghost in the Shell. If you love stuff like that, like super philosophical anime, deep Japanese inspired stuff,
Yes.
watch the Animatrix because it's a lot of that. It's a lot of anime style, but it explains the mythos, the history, and the different stories of the Matrix.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It's yeah, and it started with. This is gonna get geeky. Is that okay?
I could see it in your face.
Yes.
Guys, can
I
you
got
see
notes.
Inigo's?
I got
This
notes.
is so like WWE. He has his notes. You know
My
what?
WWE notes are still here. I also have drawings. No,
Yeah. You know, guys, it's the thing about a geek. My other co-host for Cthulhu had index cards.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, wow, what are we gonna use
no,
next?
this
Yellow
is the
pad.
whole history of the Matrix. You know that? Yeah, dude.
Okay.
That's vital.
Okay, don't give me the whole thing.
Okay.
Give me the gist. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So there's this robot called B166ER,
Uh-huh.
and basically he is the first one to develop the will to live.
Ah, okay.
What the French call a raison d'être.
Ah,
Reason for being.
yes.
So he doesn't want to die. So he gets scrapped. His owner wants to scrap him.
Okay.
And he kills the owner.
Damn.
He murders him
nasty.
because I don't want to die. I mean,
Duh.
nobody. And
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
He is AI that reached that level.
Damn.
And what happened was he was put on trial. He was guilty for murder. He was found
Yeah.
guilty for murder. And shortly after that, the tech kept on evolving, and they didn't want to do anything with people anymore. So they made their own city.
Uh-huh.
And later on, they tried to join the UN.
Oh, wow.
And the UN not only denied them,
Of course.
the humans got so threatened that they nuked the city of the robots. So the
Ah.
humans started this war.
Yeah, but
And-
because they felt there was no control.
Yes, and they were threatened because
Yeah.
these robots were developing and
Yeah, that's true.
evolving so quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
And the humans were getting lazy.
Aren't they? What are you trying to say? I told you guys,
Nothing.
Matrix is super relevant to this. Go
Always
ahead.
on their smartphones. I don't know what's up. Anyway,
Yeah, they're all there, so we're sort of like plugged in all the time.
that's me too, man. I don't know, shit.
Guilty as hell.
So the war began, and the robots kicked the humans' butt.
Yeah.
So what the humans did was block out the sun because they thought, hey, these robots are solar powered.
Ah.
Let's destroy them by blocking out the sun. So they found a way to do that. So instead, the robot said, all right, we need another power source.
The
How about
baby.
some humans?
Yes, and they liquefy the humans.
So they put them in pods, and they have to enslave them in a way where they don't fight back. So they
they
created
need
a
a big-
program called the Matrix.
Yes, and the baby's there, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, and you'd see the blood. All right, guys, we will come back. We'll
Ooh,
play
that
some
was
music. You're still here, 60 minutes of pop fiction on
Ponder
Jam
that.
8.3. Your new music alternative.
If you begin to feel overload, we'll begin to feel what we are saying. If you begin to feel overload, consider your Earth. What do you feel?
through. Going forward may not be the answer. Maybe I should go back.
Can mess with your head.
The city's new music authority, Jam 88.3.
This is dangerous. I walk through Mindfields and watch your head rock. I walk through minefields.
That was Mindfields by the Prodigy, and prior to that I played Ultrasonic Sound by Hive, and those both songs are from the movie The Matrix 1999. Welcome back to 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction on Jam 8.3, your new music alternative. We're still here, me, Marty, and I'm still here with...
Inigo, Jordana, what's up?
And we're still talking about
The Matrix.
Yep, guys. Please let us know your thoughts, your favorite character, favorite scenes, favorite dialogue, and whatever else you'd like us to know. Just message us on the Facebook Live. I was going to say Facebook chat. Sorry, Facebook Live. 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction. Just message us in the comment section or on our text line and WhatsApp number +63915 3490883. And I do have an SMS from ending in 0049. I'm 33 years old. There are only 2 movies I was blown away many times,
man.
and think many days after watching the movie Endgame and Matrix.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
true.
Hey, I'm 33 too. What's up?
Yeah.
I think our age was the target market.
Mega ganun pa tayo with all the bullet avoided.
time.
Yes.
Like, dodge this.
Yes.
Like lines like that.
That's true.
Open your mind.
Yeah.
What?
Did you practice that just for tonight?
Oh man,
This morning?
I got a lot.
Yeah.
My Morpheus voice. I've been practicing. No, I'm just kidding. No, for those wondering what the Matrix is, Morpheus is the one that actually explains it the best. He says, "The Matrix is everywhere. It's all around us, even now in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes." It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Nag-sleep. I was reading it. Bad trip.
Nawala yung vibe.
And then Neo says, "What truth?" And Morpheus says that you're a slave, Neo.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
Yes, sir.
So when you hear that when you're 13, you're like, "Oh my God, my mind! Save me! Save me, Morpheus!"
Guys, do you feel that you need to be saved with your phones? From
Yes.
your phone?
Oh man, it's happening, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I was inspired recently because it was the 20th anniversary of The Matrix, and people that I follow now, because I've become a huge nerd. And I follow people like Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is one of the founders of Epigenesis. Anyway, check him out. He said he's one of the people that say The Matrix is a documentary. People like Elon Musk, one of the biggest, most progressive people on the planet, is largely. I mean, he's also been inspired by The Matrix. You know, stuff he talks about now. AI. He is one of the people that believe that AI could be dangerous.
Yeah, that's true.
And who are one of the pioneers of that thought is this movie.
Yeah.
Kooky
sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we have to do some greetings.
Okay, yes, that's right.
All right. I'd like to say hi to Nash Marcelo. Hi, Nash. Marty, more power to you guys. My favorite bartender. That was ages ago, guys.
Wow. Call back. Nice.
Napoleon Gancayco. Good evening, DJ Marty. Pa-shoutout naman po sa amin ng kaibigan kong Mick. Another session for another episode. So apparently, Nico, my show is used for drinking sessions.
Yes.
Yeah, so while they're drinking, they're listening to 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction.
Oh, nice. That's good.
So they're listening to us while they're drinking.
Every time, here's a drinking game. Every time the Matrix is said, take a shot.
Yeah.
Yes. The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yes.
Bahala kayo kung ilan lagok yun.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Hi to my family, Martin, Maria, Luis. Shout out to my wife. I love her very much. She's been Ciao. Yeah, she's been marketing this more than I have.
Yes,
She's been like pushing. Yeah, thanks. I love
if
you.
your son
She's
in
right
social
there.
media, which is a good thing he doesn't have.
My wife and kid are here in the studio right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, super supportive.
It's a good thing though that
as
he doesn't have a
always.
social media. He will over.
I don't have Facebook. Yeah, I'm connected to her Facebook right now.
Yeah, guys. So if you'll be wondering, it's Chow on Facebook.
Yeah, because I don't want to get eaten up by the Matrix. Drink. No. I'm just kidding.
And your baby is here.
Yeah, Jude's here.
And it's a good thing Jude doesn't have Facebook yet.
No, he won't be having Facebook for a while. I don't
Wow.
want them tracking him. No, yeah.
Alright, I'll say hi to.
Who's listening? Luis, my cousin Luis.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Yeah.
Okay,
The
I'll add
Matrix
some
has
more.
you.
James Dominic Taksuan. I hope I said your name right. Cheers for new sesh to y'all, guys. Shout out from PSI here at Hanston Building. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being awake and listening. Nico Santiago, of course. Nico, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says, hi, hey, Inigo and Miss Marty. Hello.
Hey.
And Napoleon said, actually, I just watched Matrix and Matrix Reloaded a while ago.
So
yes.
good, so good.
Then, yeah, you should watch the whole thing and then watch it again.
I'm gonna try to explain the second and third. A lot of people don't like the second and third
That's true,
movies,
but it's necessary.
But they are important. I'd say so myself. The first one, don't touch that.
Don't touch that.
That's great. That's a
already
piece of art.
perfect.
That is actually preserved in the national whatever in the States.
No.
Yeah, like film, like
Yeah?
it's like highly regarded as
No
a work,
way.
a piece of a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And but the 2 and 3, I'll try to explain. It's a lot of exposition. It's very flawed. I'll just say.
Yeah.
But then they're very important in understanding the whole.
The
Matrix,
whole universe.
you know,
of
the whole
Matrix.
universe of the Matrix,
Yes,
which
that's
you know,
true.
a lot of scientists actually believe that we're living in a simulation.
Yeah, that's true.
Elon Musk is one of them, like I said, and he says that there's 1 in a billion chance that this is the real reality.
Okay, so. Well, so what? All right, I'd like to say hi to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Oh, hi Jessica, what's up?
Napoleon says, simula pa lang enjoy na kami ng tropa ko. Haha. Well, thank you so much.
Nice.
Aleli, Yon O, Sup, Inigo, and Marty.
Hi, Lely.
And Nash, Marcelo. But what if Will Smith said yes to the Neo pitch?
Oh man,
I don't
yes,
think...
we were just talking about this.
Yeah, the thing is, apparently, I saw that Will Smith was happy that he didn't say yes to it because at the time when the script was offered to him, he didn't understand the script really well. So I think it did not really work for him at the time. And I think he had a film with that. Oh my goodness.
The one with his son.
Yeah. He had a film aside from Will Smith, there was also Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp. Tom Cruise and Leonardo DiCaprio were offered for the role of Neo.
DiCaprio and Brad Pitt actually agreed to it, but they had other projects.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
And even they offered it to Sandra Bullock. What?
No.
Yes. You know, the Wachowskis are women now.
yeah,
So
they're women.
flipping gender is not, you know,
Yeah.
it's green light for them, I guess. I don't
And
know.
the Wachowskis were very they risked everything. They risked their names, they risked the budget.
It's
everything.
a huge risk. I mean, how do you pitch that movie? How do you even how
That's
do you
true.
even bring that up to Warner Brothers and tell them, "Hey, give me $60 million and I'll make this movie for
That
you."
is true, and they don't know you. You ladies are nobodies. That's why they did the film Bound. I think it's sort of a lesbian themed film, and
Right.
it had a modest earning.
Also,
So-
Sense 8, I think they had to do with Sense 8.
but that's like really recent.
Yeah,
Bound
that's
was like
recent, yeah.
like prior to the Matrix, just to prove to the Warner Brothers that they can. And at the time, Bound had a cult following. So because of that,
Right.
Warner Brothers said yes that they could
Yes.
direct the Matrix.
Actually, hi Zimri. Hello today. What's up?
Everybody's there.
Edsel, what's up, man?
Okay.
Long time no see. You want to talk about the philosophy behind it? I can.
We'll get there.
Get into that,
Let me just finish all of the greetings here. And was this Marquito de la Cruz? Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, Martin. Your brother's there. I need to see him again, bro. Did you see this? Martin said he needs to see it again.
Have you forgotten? Oh man. You gotta
Nico Santiago, I was a toddler when The Matrix came out. Do you
open
feel
your
old?
mind, Martin. I'm sorry. Let's shout out to my brother. What's up?
Nico said that he was a toddler when it came out.
Toddler, seriously?
I can't. Nico Santiago was my co-host for Dungeons and Dragons, and I can't
What?
believe he was a toddler when The Matrix came out.
Well, you're not a toddler anymore, man.
You're taller
Far
than-
from it, dude. You're like bigger than both of us combined.
No, that's why it's so weird that you're saying that you were a toddler when you watched The Matrix when it came out, because it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, what? Yeah, wow, that makes me
The
feel
Matrix,
old.
yeah, The Matrix can't be that old. I can't accept that.
What?
Napoleon, Gankay ko. Have you noticed that when the tank told Neo what he needs aside from the miracle, and Neo said guns, lots of guns, is really
Yes.
similar to the trailer of John Wick 3, where Wilson told John Wick what he needs,
that's
and
right.
John said the same thing.
Yes.
There are people who are actually saying that they're parallel.
Yes,
John Wick,
there's actually
and
a
The
lot of
Matrix.
fan theories that say that
It's the
they're linked
they're
somehow.
linked. Guys, that's really wild.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Oh,
you.
John Wick's great though.
John Wick
I
is-
know that you guys
I
featured
did.
John Wick.
And I had
It
John
was
Wick here.
good.
I'm just
It's-
kidding.
yeah. I'm excited for the third one.
Yes, May 15,
Yes.
people. And then Theodore Nash said, Marcelo, who tried to bend the spoon after the movie?
But there is no spoon.
Oh, yes, sir.
Ooh, I had to get that in there. The Spoon Boy.
Yes.
Spoon Boy.
Nash Marcelo, yeah, man, sick homage. Neo and Morpheus back together.
Yes.
Yes, they
so
are.
good, right?
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that for the first time, like, whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. Napoleon, I remember watching Animatrix a long time ago and fully understood what the Matrix is.
Yes,
yeah, just like what
yes,
you said
that's
earlier.
right. When you watch the Animatrix, you get it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello to Mitch Loretta. Thank you so much for tuning in. Koino Desus, I'm really sorry that I can't play your request because we're on The Matrix, so we're playing songs based on the movies The Matrix. So maybe next time if your song request will be in any of the fandoms, then I'll definitely play your request. Nash Marcelo, I still want to know where to get those shades by Morpheus, which only clip on the nose. I have an answer for you there.
Oh.
There weren't, so it was by Blind Design. Blind, BLINDE Design, and it was he actually had to do a bidding with other do I say sunglass markets? Yeah, he was with Ray-Ban and another sunglass company, and he really fought for it.
Nice.
Blind Design. I just can't remember.
It's cool because you just clip it. It doesn't have what do you call those? The hook.
The hook.
Yeah.
And Blind Design apparently designed the glasses based on the name of the character.
And the banana phone. Remember the banana phone? They made that famous, yo. Nokia. When Nokia was still a thing.
Wow.
Sadly,
Burn.
that's nostalgic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nostalgic. I could feel how old I am.
Yeah, really, right?
I don't know.
Oh, also, Amber, yes, you were one, and watch it now. I know you haven't seen this. You probably haven't seen The Matrix. Watch it. I recommend it. It's really
Yes, please do. Please watch it. Okay. What's this? Okay. Aleli, DJ request naman ng chill indie dyan. Oh, ha, ho, ho. Don't burn the station, Inigo.
good. I'll try.
Tita Carmen, Cookies Mom, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rosel Carlos, hi. And Keith Dor, thank you so much for tuning in. Nash, Marcelo, stop trying to hit me and hit me. Yes, I remember this.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Yeah, and Kung Fu.
Let me ask you this. You think that's air you're breathing now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's when he realized, like, all right,
Yes.
all right.
Okay, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Bon Labora, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Alan Dale basa. Such timing. There's also this Matrix, quote unquote, that's in the news. I don't know what that is.
Oh, the Matrix. Yeah, that's Duterte's Matrix.
Oh, okay.
Please keep that
guys.
out of this.
No, we're talking about
masterpiece.
that's different.
Lies, I tell you. I'm sorry.
Okay, Bon Labora, I'm a diehard fan of The Matrix. Made me order the Ultimate Matrix Collection, a 10-disc box set. What? That's a lot. 10-disc box set?
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's expensive too.
Pero naman,
Pa-burn the joke.
Pa-burn.
That is so old school.
Copy.
Pa-burn. Okay, Nash Marcelo, Nicolas Cage would not be fit, but
No.
doesn't mean it won't warrant a watch. Imagine a Wicker Man Neo performance.
Wicker
not the
Man.
drones, not the drones.
Oh, Marty, try to do a Wicker Man 60 minutes of pop. That would be so weird.
That
Have you
is
seen
so
that?
weird.
That's
I did watch
that's
it.
voted the worst movie ever.
I can't believe Inigo just said that on air. Okay. Amber Imai, we were one? Question mark. Are you saying 1-year-old?
Yeah.
That is weird.
She's my brother's age.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Martin Jordana, yeah. Okay, so Amber in my Keanu Reeves logic. Well, I'll try. Basically, we will try to put some songs, but definitely all the songs are on the Matrix soundtracks from Matrix, Matrix Revolutions, and Matrix Reloaded.
Yes.
Napoleon, pa-request naman ng Wake Up DJ Marty ha, closing ng first. Okay, I'll just listen to the soundtrack, to the tracks today, and I hope you'll enjoy it, Napoleon. All right, Inigo,
Dung, dung, dung,
please
dung, dung, dung.
let me
Yes.
know. Okay, wait.
Okay, so you want to hear the philosophy?
Yes.
The first Matrix, which is the masterpiece of the three, was largely inspired by the allegory of the cave. Now,
Okay, go
do you
for
know
it.
of the allegory of the cave?
I have an idea, yes.
The allegory of the cave was written by Plato. It's an allegory by Plato.
Yes,
He's explaining it to Socrates, his student,
Yes,
who
yes.
then taught Aristotle, who is the
Yes.
father of so many sciences.
Yes.
And he says, imagine a cave in which there are 3 prisoners.
Okay.
The prisoners are tied to some rocks, their arms and legs are bound, and their head is tied so they can't look at anything but the stone wall in front of them. These prisoners have been there since birth, and they have never seen anything outside the cave. Behind the prisoners is a fire,
Okay.
and between them is a raised walkway. People outside the cave walk along this walkway carrying things on their heads, including animals, plants, woods, and stones.
Okay.
Now, there are shadows that are playing on
Yes.
the stone wall, and they
Right.
think that's reality.
Ah.
That's all they know. So imagine you're one of the prisoners. You can't look at anything behind or to the side of you. You have to look at what's in front of you. That's all you see.
Oh.
So as soon as you're born, you're given a name.
Yeah.
You are made to say you're told to do this, that.
Yeah.
You're told to do everything.
Yeah.
And then when people walk along the walkway, you can see their shadows. There are
Yeah.
people behind you, but you don't know that. All
Yeah,
you
that's
see are
right.
their shadows,
Right.
and they're cast onto the wall.
Yeah.
If you'd ever seen real objects, you would believe that those shadows were real. That's all you know.
Yeah.
So Plato suggests that the prisoners would begin a game of guessing which shadow would come next.
Ah.
The one prisoner that is able to guess, the cat is coming next. The cat shadow. And when he gets it right, people think, oh, that guy's great. And they would praise him and say he's clever, and, wise. And then one of the prisoners escapes from their bindings and leaves the cave. It would be hard. In the Matrix, he's forced out.
Right.
But in the allegory of the cave, he goes out. It's not explained how. So he's shocked at the world he discovers outside. That's
Very different.
very different.
That's
It's-
right.
And and it blinds him. He sees the sun.
Right. For the
And
first
for the
time.
first time, and the sun's brightness blinds him. And the sun in the allegory of the cave is the ultimate truth.
Yes.
And that is the real world. That is the what the Matrix is against. So when he becomes used to his new surroundings, he realizes his former view of reality was wrong. He begins to understand his new world, and he sees that the sun is the source of life, and goes on an intellectual journey where he discovers beauty and meaning. And then he goes back into the cave to inform his friends that, hey guys, I found the real world. What do? They try to kill him.
Yeah, that's true.
Who did they do that to? Plato went like way before Jesus. That's what
Yeah.
happened to him.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, so the allegory of the cave is basically the main inspiration for the Matrix.
Yeah.
You know, the Matrix is the cave, and the sun is enlightenment, basically.
Yeah,
and that's the real. That outside that cave is the real world.
But the thing is, those people in the cave are just stuck in it. Like, this is all I know.
That's all you know.
You can't force me to change.
And it's my wife and I have been talking about this even outside of outside of the Matrix. Like, you know, a lot of people, like, we're born in a certain place. A lot of people just live like that
That's true.
for all of their lives.
Forever until they
And it's
go
easy
away.
to get comfortable even in discomfort.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what the Matrix is saying, man. And you know, when they're going through the crowd, and when you're not woke, basically, you know, that's a new thing. #woke.
Yeah, and I hope people won't abuse the term.
Don't
Because
do
you know,
that.
you know, when you just want to feel cool and say #woke,
Yeah.
and you're not, you just want to have so many likes, people. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
but
clickbait. You are.
yes, it's not just a word, you know.
It's a realization.
Yes.
It's understanding. You know, I will be honest, it's not exactly easy for all of us to just say, I'm enlightened. You know,
No.
there's so
Oh,
many
no. Oh my
things
gosh,
that
no.
all of us don't know. Like, maybe I know something, Inigo doesn't, and Inigo knows something I don't. And then I know something you guys don't, and you guys know something I don't. And, you know, it's a never-ending cycle of knowledge that we either know and don't know. And it's up to all of us to share it amongst ourselves. Now, are we
yeah.
ready to take it? That's what I think the Matrix is all about.
Yeah, it's actually a big sci-fi film that is
Philosophical
super
too.
philosophical.
Yeah.
Basically, it's about moving from ignorance
Yeah.
to enlightenment.
That is true.
Basically, he ditches all the barriers. He lets go of all of the things that hold him down. Every institutionalized thing, like what I read earlier, what Morpheus said. It's what you see in politics. It's what you see here. It's what you see in society. Like, you have to do this. Yung mga pamahiin ng mga matatanda, you know.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. You
Without
know,
question.
Don't question me. I'm older than you. Like that.
Yeah.
And what he's saying is basically, which was one of Plato's number one things, is question everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you think it's real, go.
Yeah.
But if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, then
Yeah.
maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
And try to figure out yourself why.
Yes, fine. Like there's a scene in The Matrix where, in the train station, where Neo stops and they're all like, "Run!" because Agent Smith is there. They're like, "Run, Neo, run!" And he's like, "No." And what does Morpheus say? He's starting to believe.
Yes.
Whoa! Oh man! Like when you start to believe in you and what you are capable of, like, you're unstoppable. You can stop any one of those freaking Agent Smiths or whatever.
And the thing about it is that you would see the difference, like in the real world and the Matrix. So in the Matrix, they have powers and all that, while in like in their chairs and all that, you
Right.
see how they look fragile, really.
Yeah,
but
they're vulnerable.
They're vulnerable, and there was a hijack, right, by their own crewmen.
All right,
when
Cypher.
Cypher.
And Cypher's whole philosophy was ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
which is not true because he ends up, I mean, yes, of course, dead, but also like he ends up hurting a lot of people along the way because he doesn't want to know what he knows.
Yeah.
And you know, man, yeah, we see that in a lot of people, like hurting a lot of people because they'd rather
Stick to what they know.
be corrupted.
Yeah.
What did Cypher want? He wanted to be a celebrity. He wanted to be
Yeah.
rich and famous.
That's all.
And
Hardly.
he wanted the vices. He wanted, you know, to get high and, you know, get
Yeah.
whatever. And what was happening there was, in order to do that, in order to just feel pleasure,
Yeah.
just to be
Happy,
ignorant,
quote
and
unquote.
what was he willing to do? He killed so many of his friends.
And then betrayed them, and then even actually notified that
yeah.
and so,
And he was the snitch in the start of the Matrix. He and Trinity are on the phone.
yes,
And there are so many clues that Cypher is a traitor, actually.
that's true.
But there's so much happening in the movie
Yeah.
that you're like, I don't know. Is he a traitor? And so when we realized that he's the traitor, everybody's like, oh my god, Stop him! Stop him! Who's gonna stop him? Like nobody was there. Like,
except one of the crew
and then
guys.
Tank didn't die, so Tank killed him. So
Yeah, that is true.
Man.
But the thing is, that will happen. Betrayal will happen.
betrayal will happen, and
But,
people will want to be ignorant. I mean, we
Yeah.
see it in the world now. So many people just would rather be sheep.
Yeah.
They'd rather be told what to do because it's
Yeah.
easier.
But you know what's funny? The Wachowskis actually said between the red pill and the blue pill, they're just the blue pill.
Oh yeah, did they say that? Oh, I didn't know that.
I guess there's more scared with the reality.
Actually,
that they hated.
as a dad now, I mean, if I was, oh man, that's a tough one actually, because now, like, I'll take the red pill when Jude's older, maybe.
Yeah, but
So
now,
we can take it as a family. He's too young to wake up in the Matrix.
You can't even know.
He can't even swim in that sludge water. Yeah.
You can't even.
So, I get it. When the Wachowskis get older, they have families or they have responsibilities that they can't just let go. I get it.
But when you were single, prior
Yes.
to me having a family,
Like if I was in Neo's situation, red
Red
pill
pill.
all the way.
now
Absolutely.
I can do it.
You know?
Yeah.
And if for those that don't know, there's this part in the Matrix where Morpheus gives Neo a choice between the red pill and the blue pill.
Yeah, that is
And-
awesomest.
And he says, you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
Yes.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Yes.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth.
Yes.
Nothing more.
Yes.
That's it. It's
Yes,
the truth,
sir.
yo. It's
Yeah.
the truth. And so basically, the red pill and blue pill, I mean, people still use it until now, and people are using it in politics and whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But it means so much more than that.
yeah.
And the red pill is basically accept the truth for everything that it is. The food in the real world in the Matrix tastes like crap, basically. And remember Cypher was eating that steak and he's like, I know this isn't real.
Yeah.
But, man, what I'd give not to know that
Yeah.
this wasn't real.
Yeah.
Just to eat this steak and, become rich and famous.
Yeah.
And,
He just wants to.
I'd rather not know and just be happy.
Yeah, it's like if I don't know, guys, if you know this author Madeleine L'Engle, I think is her name.
Oh,
And
Wrinkle in
there's
Time.
this- yeah, Wrinkle in Time,
Yeah.
wherein they were offered the food and they could taste sand,
Right.
and they were told, you know what? Just say you believe, and you will be able to taste how delicious the food is. And then suddenly the youngest brother says, "It's so good," and he's in. Just like that, just like what Cypher was saying. So maybe. I don't know, man. It's so temporary, the bliss and the happiness.
Yeah,
that
no,
it's not
that's
even
just
worth it.
That's short-lived. It's
super short-lived.
Yeah.
It's like robbing a bank, enjoying it for like an hour or so, or like a year or so, and then you'll be caught.
Yeah.
And you'll never get out.
Yeah,
'cause-
I get it, yo. And I used to drink a lot. I used to do a lot of
party.
fun, like
Yeah.
crazy stuff. And I went pretty crazy. I went overboard a little bit.
but
I don't do that anymore. I've decided like that's
No,
not where
man.
it is, man.
No.
That's not really happiness is the thing.
Yeah, it's so temporary and it's so like band-aid onto your.
I mean, if there was a what if situation where Cypher succeeded and he forgot about the Matrix, in the back of his head you'll know that this isn't real.
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
that nagging thing.
Yeah,
It's telling
there's
you,
this
dude,
na-
who you're kidding.
Yeah, like I've been to parties and stuff like that. Like you're jumping, you're dancing, and
But
you're,
you go
you're-
home alone.
And you're in the back of your head. You're like, man,
That's it.
that ain't fun.
Yeah.
That's fun, but it's not happiness.
Yeah, it's not. It's
you
like,
know? And
yeah.
that's the thing that's what the Matrix is trying to show you. Like, there's more to it.
Yeah.
There's more knowledge to be known,
Uh-huh.
and all he's offering is the truth.
Yes. So
Take the red pill.
So you've been talking about the first movie.
Yes. Oh,
So
right.
tell me more, like how. So guys, those who don't like the 2 and 3, Reloaded and Revolutions, guys, no, give it a chance.
Yeah,
so,
give it a chance. yo.
Inigo.
Hey, I'm gonna try to convince you. Oh, Tara's here.
Hi, thank you so much for
Tara,
tuning in.
all the
Hi,
way from the
guys.
United Kingdom.
Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. I think it's
Hello, hello.
evening. Is it evening there?
I have no idea.
I think it's evening or afternoon. I'm not sure, but
She's about to get married, by the way. Everybody greet Tara.
congratulations.
Congratulations, yo. It's next month. I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Hey, she's coming here. She's gonna be her and her fiance are gonna move go all the way here to get married.
Wow.
So that's exciting.
A
Anyway.
month. It's raining though.
So for those that are not convinced that Matrix 2 and 3 are good, I'm
You
gonna
should be.
try
Yes,
to convince
please.
you. They're flawed, but they're good.
Yes.
Okay. So in the
Go
first
for it.
Matrix, they try to establish the world of the Matrix
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of Neo, the main character Neo. He is the one. And there are characters there that sort of lead him to that belief. Actually, when he meets the Oracle for the first time, who's like she's a program.
Yeah.
When he meets the Oracle for the first time, she tells him, "You're not the one." But if you look closely, by the way, just there's an Easter egg on her fridge.
Yeah.
It says the one. There are magnets that say the one. Anyway, a lot of people would miss that.
Because you have to really pay
You
attention.
have to watch it over and over and over
Yeah,
and over
yeah,
and over
yeah.
again.
Like 10 million times.
I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm not sorry for that. So there are people like her and like Morpheus that guide him to believing that he is the one. And finally, Trinity, the love of his life. Chow is the Trinity to my Neo.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear that?
No, she's busy with the baby.
Anyway. So people guide him to realize that he is the one, and he does at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then Rage Against the Machine comes on, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so good! Such a good ending."
Yeah.
Anyway, so in the Matrix 2, they delve deep into the one. They deconstruct everything you think you know about the one, and they tell you, like, no, he's not the first one. Actually, he talks to the architect, the robot who is the program that created. He's the program that programmed the Matrix. Basically, he's the robot that did all that, and the embodiment of the architect. He says that this is the 6th version of the Matrix. So Neo's version of the Matrix is the 6th iteration.
Yeah.
And he is the first one. He even explains the first one was paradise. It was like beaches and like super relaxed, super chill.
Yeah.
But guess what? The humans rejected it.
Okay.
They said, "Screw this, it's too nice. There's no struggle here. I'm too relaxed. I don't want to be like this."
You guys stop it.
People love struggle for some reason. Anyway,
I
so they rejected the Matrix. Didn't work. Second one, again, didn't work. And if you play the games and stuff like that, you'll realize that the Merovingian in the second movie, he was like the OS. He was like the operating system of the second version. Yeah. So he was like, but at that point, people were not given a choice. There was no decision making.
Right, right.
So they put the program named the Oracle in order to give people a choice. Or what they thought was a choice.
Oh.
So
Right, yeah.
eventually on the 6th iteration, with the choices and with the struggles and with this, people given many different variables, there was a 99% success rate. And that 1% was that anomaly was the program named Neo. So that's what Neo was. He was the anomaly of the 6th iteration. So this happened 6 times over and over again.
Right,
So at the end of the second Matrix, he is given a choice because that's part of the program.
right.
So the choice is to walk through the right door, which means you go back to the Matrix.
Right.
But
Or
everybody,
you'll die.
that whole thing's gonna
Yes,
crash and
everything's
everybody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Or
Or
but you might be able to save Trinity because she was in trouble at the time. Or you take the left door and you go into the source.
yes.
And when you go into the source, you take 23 human beings with you and you start over.
Yes.
You start the revolution again. And every other iteration of the Matrix, of the one, has chosen to go back to the source because they didn't have the variable of Trinity.
Oh.
So it was a choice between doing your duty, saving the world and all that, yada, 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 or love.
And
So he
chose
was the first one to choose
Trinity.
the right door.
Yeah.
To go back into the Matrix and risk everything, which had never been done. And when he was doing it, the architect was like, I can see it. Like, you're being driven by your emotions or whatever in a weird, nerdy, super technical kind of way. He was like, you nerd. What are you doing?
You
with
sappy love boy.
Yeah, you're so cheesy. What are you doing? I can see your synapses. Like, what? If I was there, I would have told that architect to keep quiet.
Go away.
Hey, shut up, man. Anyway, but he chose love, and eventually, so that's how the second one ends.
Yes.
So he's given a choice, but there are characters there like the Merovingian, like I said.
Yeah.
There are ghosts, and it's explained by the Oracle. Like, there are programs in the world, and the ones that do their job, they are quiet. I like to see it sort of like, I don't know, like sort of maybe like divinities or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
The ones that are quiet, they do their job. You don't know they're there.
Yeah.
And the ones, she says, like the ones that show themselves, like every story you've heard of ghosts and angels and vampires and werewolves and stuff like that. Every other folklore that people have seen, basically, those are programs that are not doing their job.
Yeah.
They're
just models.
They're outlaws, basically. So they're doing things for their own benefit, and those are the people of the Merovingian. Action scenes were amazing.
Yeah,
like, really
they
good.
were.
Because they were fighting vampires and werewolves and those two brothers that could dissolve.
Yeah.
Super cool. And
even the fight scene with Hugo Weaving.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah. But Hugo Weaving was the main guy in the third one.
Yes.
So in the second and third, the character of Agent Smith. Sorry. In the first one, he's killed in the end.
He is.
Neo goes into him and then blows him up from inside.
That's true.
But then he's alive again in the second and third,
Yes.
and he becomes like a super virus.
Yeah.
He's like the ultimate malware
That's
in the
that's
whole
true.
Matrix, and he's a threat to everybody, not
That is
just
true.
Neo, but even to the machines themselves.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
he breaks out of that, and
he's a lot.
and when he asks the Oracle, like, who is this guy? Like, who is he? And she says, he is you.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Says he is you. He is your negative. He's your opposite. Because the program has to balance itself out. So, but it's amazing how they also explain like they're the same. It's the same spectrum, like good and evil, light and dark. It's all part. It's all part of the same spectrum.
Thing.
You know.
You know, it's so easy for like me and Inigo to say, you know, it's necessary, good and evil. But when you're in a situation,
oh no, yeah, it's not that easy.
It's like, why, right? Why am I here? What did I do wrong? But unfortunately, it balances you as a person. Like in the Matrix, it balances. There is Agent Smith, and there is Neo.
Yeah,
it really balances the whole.
When there's an extreme light, there has to be an extreme dark.
Yeah, that's true, and it balances it all.
Yeah, I mean, life has to balance itself out. That's
true.
again. Super it shows like the world is sort of like that.
Yeah,
when there's
true.
a left winger in politics, there has to be a right winger to balance it out.
That's
when
true.
there's a good thing that happens, there's gonna be like some struggle along the way that
Yeah.
will help you elevate yourself. I mean, it's all good, but it's not all life, and life isn't all just peachy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Are you playing some more songs? We just got too excited.
There's more about the third. I'll
Yes.
explain the third later.
You're still here, 60 minutes of pop fiction on Jam 8.3, your new music alternative.
For I
The city's new music authority, Jam 88.3.
Yep, Reload by Rob Zombie. And earlier I played Briuses by Ünloco. That is for both The Matrix Reloaded 2000 and... Wait, that's 2000 I think. I got it wrong. It's not 2000. Or is it 2000?
Reloaded?
Yeah?
2000.
Yeah, 2000. I was correct. All right. I don't want to make a mistake because 2003 is Revolutions.
Yeah, 'cause the fans are gonna be like, what?
What? Yeah.
just kidding.
No, those two songs are for Matrix Reloaded. Welcome again to 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction on Jam 8.3, your new music alternative. Guys, you should still be awake. It's 1:16 in the morning.
Like Morpheus says, wake up.
Yes. Grabe ng konsyensya. Making you feel guilty. You should be awake, people. We're not yet done. We just talked about Matrix Reloaded. We haven't gone to Revolutions yet.
Yes.
And again, guys, we're on Facebook Live. Just look for us, 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction. And of course, our text line, +63915-349-0883. Of course, follow us on all social media accounts for both Jam and me, Marty Tengco, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Not Inigo. He doesn't have Facebook.
No, I have Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
though.
he does have Twitter and Instagram. Just look for Inigo Jordana. All right, Inigo. So we talked about Reloaded earlier.
Yes.
So please tell us about Revolutions.
So in Revolutions, what happens is basically that Agent Smith becomes such a big threat. So he is able to take over even programs themselves.
Yes,
so when
true.
what he does is he
puts his hand.
He kicks a lot of butt. I
Yeah.
mean, he's super good at fighting.
Yeah.
But he'll stick his hand in somebody
In their gut.
and
like
then
here.
in their gut
Or below the heart. Like actually by the chest area. Below
Yeah.
the chest ribcage. Yeah.
and then he multiplies himself. They
Yeah.
become him.
That's cool, guys. You know what?
And to the point where he did that to a human, like a person still connected to the real world.
Whoa.
And he did that, and he was able, like that guy went crazy basically.
Yeah.
Like his mind became Agent Smith, and he
Yeah.
was able to take over the guy
Yeah.
in the real world.
Yeah.
So that's why, for those that watched it and don't understand, like, how did that guy become Agent Smith?
Yeah. There.
That's how he did it. Like he
Yeah.
became so powerful that when he multiplied himself in the Matrix
Yeah.
to somebody that was like he was on the other side also. He was in
Yeah.
the real world. That guy's physical body, like
Just-
when they die in the Matrix, they die in real life.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
When they get taken over by Agent Smith in the Matrix,
That's
he gets
unfortunate.
taken over by Agent Smith in
In the
real
real
life.
life, yes.
So
He's really a malware that doesn't do
super strong, and he's like a worm basically. He's a worm virus that just destroys and replicates itself, and even the machines are like,
What?
damn guys, we gotta stop this. We have to stop this. More like that. Oh, by the way, also in Animatrix there are machine rights activists.
What?
Yeah, I mean that would happen. I'm sure that would
Yeah,
happen.
that would
Some left wingers would be like, "Oh, they have the rights too," and then when the machines start killing them, they're like, "Okay, we take it back." Anyway,
And that was cool stunt wherein when Neo fights Agent Smith.
Agent Smith.
What?
Will
Agent
Smith was almost Neo.
when Neo was fighting Agent Smith, it was molds. There were several molds,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then those
It was-
guys wearing Hugo Weaving's molds.
It was a lot of work that went into that.
That was creepy, guys. The molds, and then they were wearing it, and then but there were people there. That's not just some robot. There are guys there standing in line.
That's right. And there were actually the CG maybe of the second and third can be updated, but I think the storyline of the first, don't touch that. That's
don't
really my
touch
stand.
that. That's true.
But yeah, on the third, so Agent Smith becomes such a big threat that at the end of the second one, when Neo goes back into the Matrix, the thing that changes, the reason why the whole thing doesn't shut down is basically because there's a virus going on.
Right.
And Neo brokers a deal eventually with the machines.
Wow. Yeah.
So he even has a sort of Wi-Fi connection
Yeah.
with what they call the source. The source is like the ultimate power
Yes,
source
that's
and the
true.
ultimate all of those programs that are malware, considered malware, they go to the source and that's where they get destroyed.
Right.
So so Neo is fighting. He says, "I'm gonna destroy Agent Smith for you,
Yeah, that's true.
but in exchange for that, you leave the humans alone." So that's the exchange.
Yeah.
So what he does is he connects himself to the source.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Agent Smith can't be destroyed because he doesn't want to be connected to the source.
Right, yes.
And he's sort of avoiding that, but he's
Yes.
trying to take over the whole Matrix
Uh-huh.
by replicating himself so much that there's nothing that can be done to stop him.
Yeah.
So what happens is Neo connects himself to the source, they fight, and Agent Smith tries to replicate himself in Neo,
Yeah.
not knowing that Neo is connected to the source. And
Yes.
that's the way that programs get deleted.
Yes, that's true. And
So,
then that's when he
so Agent Smith's like, "What? What's going on?"
and
And then he asks them the one of the most important questions of the movie, of the trilogy. Why are you doing this?
yeah.
Why are you doing this, Mr. Anderson? And he says, because I choose to.
Yeah, it's a decision.
But there's a paradox here because he says that later, like a few minutes later, he says it's inevitable.
yeah.
So there's a choice to be made,
But at the same
but
time,
at the same time,
It's
it's
really-
destined to
yeah,
happen.
That's yeah.
So, and I'm sure there's a logic to that.
Yeah.
Like in computer programs, there's some things that you can't change and some
Yeah.
things that you can. So anyway, he destroys. Actually, Agent Smith sort of destroys himself by trying to replicate himself in Neo.
Yeah.
And Neo dies in the process,
Yes.
and so does Trinity.
Yes.
And
Trinity dies first.
Trinity dies first,
then
on the way to
Yes.
the source. But then there is peace.
Yeah.
And the Matrix is rebooted.
Yeah.
So it's back to zero basically for the Matrix. It's just the core programs left.
Yeah.
And then the people survive. So the
Yeah.
people don't die. So Neo is the hero. And he's,
Yeah.
they say, the last one.
Oh.
Because
Or
he's
so-
the only, or so they think.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one that shows love.
Yeah. Which
and
has
and
never
duty.
been.
It's never been done.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
boom.
Boom like that.
Yes.
But let me just give some trivia. I think Inigo does know this, but yeah, I will give you guys some trivia. Like I did finish earlier, so I did tell you about Blind Sunglasses or by Richard Walker, and apparently it's not just Ray-Ban, but even Arnett was bidding for the glasses. But of course, Blind Design got it. And then apparently with regards to the books, I'm actually surprised that they had to read a lot of books here. For the
Oh, yeah.
actors, yeah.
Philosophy.
So they had to read, the Wachowskis had all the lead actors read Simulacra and Simulation. I hope I'm saying this right. By Jean Baudrillard. Out of Control by Kevin Kelly, and Introducing Evolutionary Psychology by Dylan Evans and Oscar Zarate, in order to better understand that the world of the film.
Yes,
of the
actually,
movie.
when they were given the scripts, the original cast,
Yeah.
there was only one guy who got it right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
I told you about this.
Yeah, who?
And it was Lawrence Fishburne.
Imagine.
It was Morpheus.
He's just meant to be.
Morpheus also, by the way, the god of dreams. Another thing I'm into is the Sandman.
Oh my goodness,
Very
Neil
cool,
Gaiman.
very
Yeah,
cool.
so cool.
Anyway, Morpheus is the Sandman, and he can manipulate dreams
Yeah.
in Greek mythology. And it's fitting that Morpheus, the leader of the gang,
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne
Lawrence Fishburne, who has such a powerful presence.
works.
When he talks, it's like, oh man, it's real.
I will say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now.
Yes, okay.
I'll do it.
You know, get me in the real world and I'll fight for you, man. Go.
Imagine
And,
that. So
and
he's
that's
really
why
meant for the role.
he is meant for the role. And he was actually surprised, he said, that the other actors didn't get it because they read a lot of philosophical books. Medyo mayabang na. I'm just kidding. So that's how cool Morpheus is anyway. But he like when he talks, he knows things.
Yeah.
And that's why it's perfect that he got it right away.
That's true.
Because when like Morpheus is super grounded in that role,
Mm-hmm.
he's I think maybe the anchor of the whole movie, of the whole team. When he says something, it's, you know, everybody's compelled to follow. That's why when he turned himself in,
Yeah.
everybody was crushed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very philosophical, but he got it right away.
Yeah. So just on the funny side, you guys remember the Matrix code, the Matrix
Yeah,
rain. So what is it? It's funny. It's just sushi recipes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know that. Wow.
So actually, when I read that,
Actually, the comedic relief in the whole movie was Mouse, the guy
Yeah.
who made the woman in red.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That
it
was
caught
funny.
his Neo's attention.
Yes, it got everybody's attention basically.
Because she's the only one in red
Yeah.
there. But yeah, apparently the one who decided, the guy Simon Whitley, said that it was his wife's Japanese cookbooks that that inspired him to make that code. And it's just, if you read through it, it's in Nihongo and it's just recipes, sushi recipes. So I'm sorry if it made you feel like, what? Well, it's cool.
I love sushi though.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make me like it any less.
Yeah. Well, it's still, it adds to the experience.
Yeah.
It's science fiction for you. So are you sure it's just recipes? What if the recipes is another code to another code to another code?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all part of it.
No, we'll not go there. I don't like parodies anymore.
Oh, also, fun fact. The Matrix was filmed in Sydney, Australia.
But they said it was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper.
The Wachowskis are from Chicago.
Yeah, but it's cheaper. I think
Yeah.
they were after.
And Sydney's a great city. I've been
Yeah.
there. It's really nice.
And guys, you would understand that films actually do that. Like, a lot of films will say that this is, let's say, the US, New York, whatever, but they'll film in Canada.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper. They'll get musicians from that country because a lot of the musicians there don't get major labels. So it's easier for films to ask them to maybe use your song for a soundtrack because there are no labels. I guess it's fair, unfair, I don't know, but it works for the respective film or TV series or whatnot that's being shown.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
we've talked about characters.
Yes.
So who is your favorite character, and who is a character that you feel like not so much?
Well, the main characters of the film are basically Neo.
Mm-hmm.
There's Morpheus. There's Agent Smith. There's Trinity. There's
Mm-hmm.
Cypher. My favorite, Spoon Boy. There is no spoon. No, who's my favorite? Of course, everybody wants to be Neo.
Did you always root for Neo? Like
I
when you were
did.
like, go Neo, you can do this, or did you feel like
Actually,
no?
there was a point where watching the film, I appreciated Tank the most.
Yeah.
Tank is the
He's like this
born and raised.
Yes.
100% born and raised in Zion. Zion
Yeah.
is the last remaining human city.
Yeah.
It's underground. It's hidden from the machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tank is actually, he plays a very important role in
That's
saving Neo
Yes, that's true.
from Cypher.
Yeah.
So actually, there was a point where I really appreciated his character also. But of course, I mean, who can't love the super grandmotherly vibe of the Oracle? She's
Yeah,
like your
that's
lovely
true.
Lola.
That's
It's
true.
like, you just
And
want to hug her.
She doesn't even fight. She doesn't even get angry. She's just
Yeah,
at ease.
super chill.
Yeah, super chill.
Yeah, there's this scene where she says, "Watch out! Don't worry about the vase," and he looks back and says, "What vase?" And he breaks the vase,
Yeah.
and she says, "What's really gonna grind your gears later is that would you have hit the vase if I didn't say anything?" Like, what? Super
that's
cool.
True.
And yeah, and she's the one basically. She tells him he's not the one, so she's like a super guide. You know?
Yeah, and at the same time, they're not telling you the truth. So you
Yeah.
have to read and listen in between their lines
Yeah.
and figure out what are they trying to say.
But even Hugo Weaving played he was so good at playing Agent
Yeah.
Smith. I think, like, if you ask me, he's great in V for Vendetta. Of course,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Of course.
This guy's been in so many epic
Yeah.
movies.
Matrix is
And I think his Agent Smith was my favorite. I mean, that's opinion. That's personal opinion. And Hugo Weaving has played a lot of great roles,
that's
but
true.
Agent Smith was
Is the
so
perfect-
good.
it just worked for him.
Even
It's
that part in Revolution, in the second one,
Reloaded.
Reloaded,
Mm-hmm.
where he is enjoying his power so much, like he's like laughing, and it seems like Hugo Weaving's legit enjoying like playing this role in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch him.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch him laugh. So
That's
maniacally, like like he's losing it. Like even his eyes are like, oh my god, this is so much fun.
He's so cray now.
Yeah.
Maybe is he insane?
Yeah, he's losing his.
But it worked.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it works so well.
And you like hate him and love him.
And every time he says, Mr. Anderson,
yes.
it's like with this snarky
Yes.
little.
There's that voice.
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah. And like every word that comes out of his mouth is so chilling.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
true.
yeah.
Yeah, Napoleon actually said that earlier. He said that he loves Agent Smith. He's my favorite character.
Yeah, those listening, who's
Yeah.
your favorite character? Tell us
Yeah.
what's up.
The choice is already made before Neo decides what choice to choose. What if the cooking recipe is just a code to decipher leading to the real meaning of the Matrix, that maybe we really live in the Matrix and the story writer is the Morpheus of our Matrix? My God, we are being controlled by AIs. Yeah. Let's not go there. I'm already freaking out.
Yeah, actually, people, there are philosophers, there are scientists that are trying to research this.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, I think it could be true. It might not be a program. It might be some, I don't know, spiritual thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's up to you. But you
I
know
mean,
what?
there are a lot of spiritual connections. You can
Yeah.
see it. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Neo is obviously like some messiah character.
Yeah, some
But-
messianic.
Yeah, but you know, there are a lot of political connections. There are spiritual
There's just too
connections
many facets
you can
there.
make. Yeah.
Okay, so which was the character you felt that not necessary? Was there?
Oh man, everybody seems to be
Perfect. Like they're
very
meant.
important. Maybe like Dozer, like somebody like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Dozer is pretty important because he's the one that inspires. I mean, he's the brother of Tank. Maybe like Switch and APOC.
Okay.
If there was just one, like the way Switch died, how Cypher killed her, and she was like, "No, not like this, not like this." It was very touching. But APOC was sort of more of the same.
Okay.
You know?
They should have
So,
just stuck
if
to just
maybe I think they're okay characters. APOC, I mean, he's super forgettable.
one. Okay. Yeah.
So
They're the ones that easily die in Star Trek and Star Wars.
they die, and basically they're part of the team. It's just for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
That, you know,
Like what? Another person? You're killing another person? Yeah.
But the way Switch died, when she was like, "Oh no, not like this. Like Cypher, don't do this." Basically. And he pulled the plug on her and she died. She fell on the floor. Like, you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts.
But
Okay.
I love the Spoon Boy. I mean, he's super cool. What's
Yeah.
that? What's gonna happen to that kid, right?
I don't
mean, I
know.
feel like they should make a spin-off. If they're gonna do a reboot, don't tell that story again.
Yeah.
Like, what happens to that kid, yo?
Yeah. Okay. So what are your favorite scenes? Or scenes that like, yeah, man, I love it. I love those
Favorite
scenes.
scene.
Or maybe dialogue or something. Something that you could like.
The dojo scene with Morpheus.
Oh, yeah.
man. Oh,
Mind
yeah.
blown too.
Oh yeah. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Oh man, it's so good.
That's true.
And then Mouse calls everybody and says, Neo's fighting Morpheus, and everybody runs to the
Yeah.
and then ding 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 ding
Yeah, and they go like, ooh, ooh. And you could see their faces, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like watching a wrestling match or something.
And
It's so funny.
good, and that's when you sort of see the potential of Neo. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh my god, he's moving so fast.
And you think at the time he has no training whatsoever. He's just new.
Yeah.
Like literally, I just got plugged in.
And
Literally.
yeah, and even that scene was so good. Like when that from the first scene though,
Yeah.
from that time where the cops surround Trinity and she is on a computer,
Yeah.
and she just gets up and kicks everyone's butt,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
takes them all down.
Yeah.
It just hooks you right in. I mean,
That's true.
from that point, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this is good. And so many movies now have followed that bullet time, so many cameras style, but they started it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you can't.
180 actually.
Yeah, you can't forget that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And from that scene to the dojo scene
Yeah.
to even the scene where Morpheus is explaining what happened in the Matrix, like how the Matrix was made. Oh man, so many parts of that movie were so good. Until the last scene where Morpheus was captured by
Yeah,
Agent
yeah.
Smith.
Mhm.
And Agent Smith tells him, humans are a disease.
Yeah, and that face, you know, like
and he's like,
like
and
he
he's like,
overemphasizes
Yeah,
everything in the
and he's-
eyebrows. It's I want to
and
kill him.
Morpheus is so sweaty and sick.
Yeah.
And he's like rubbing his finger on his head. Like,
Yeah.
you pieces of the.
Yeah.
I hate you. And you can really feel it. Like,
Yeah, the tension,
Hugo
the
Weaving,
stress,
are you
yeah.
a machine?
Yeah. So good and so crazy. And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh well.
And it makes you think, like, the development of Agent Smith is actually really good also. I mean, he's different from the other agents. He wants he desires things.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to get out. He wants to get out of the Matrix. Like, I want to get out of here. I hate you.
Yeah.
And you can really feel it.
That's true.
So when they kick his ass, it's just so nice.
Yeah.
And even
So nice.
even the helicopter, the scene on the top of the roof,
Yeah.
where Neo and Trinity are fighting a bunch of soldiers and
Yeah.
agents, and basically Neo is able to do what the agents do, and he's able to move as fast as they do,
that's true.
and he's able to dodge bullets also.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
iconic. Yeah.
And then Trinity says, "Dodge this."
Yeah.
Bam! Point blank
Yeah.
onto the head of the agent. Damn, that's so good.
That's true. And the thing about that is that if you actually, the trivia there is that apparently Australia or Sydney did not, or sorry, at the time when the movie was being made there, they did not approve of that helicopter scene.
Oh yeah.
So apparently they were almost supposed to cancel. Like,
Oh, so
they-
good, though.
Yeah, but then they did something, and then Sydney allowed it, but they had to do some like, guys do not go to this area because there's this scene and all that. But it wasn't approved initially, apparently.
Yeah.
But look at that. Yeah.
And then, but I think it's really inspiring. Like at the end of the movie where Neo gets killed. Spoiler.
Well,
For
come
those
on,
that
it's
haven't.
20
20 years ago.
years.
Anyway, watch it still if you
Yeah.
haven't. But Neo gets shot,
Yeah.
and then Trinity says, "You can't die because
Yeah. You're though.
I was supposed to fall in love with the one,
Yes,
and
that's
I
true.
love you."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, baby, I'm coming back. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die." And he comes back and he realizes, "Oh, wow, I am the one. Like, I can do this. Like, I can break all the barriers, all the
Yeah.
limiting beliefs, everything that has been put on me that I don't need
yeah.
to be the best that I can be."
That's true.
And he believes he's the one. He gets up, and when he realizes, like,
yeah.
the first thing he says when the agents are like, "What?" and then they try to shoot him,
Yeah.
he puts his hand out.
Yeah,
Iconic,
the iconic
super
yeah.
iconic scene.
What
That
are you talking about, Iron Man?
maybe, yeah.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Iron Man is he's cool.
That's okay. We're just kidding, guys. But it's
I don't wanna-
different because
I don't want to step on Endgame fans here. No.
yeah.
They're rabid fan base.
No. What I'm saying is that it's different because when Neo just does that, it's
Oh yeah, and what he says, the first thing he says when he realizes that he is the one, he says, "No,"
and just
and the bullets stop.
yes,
Like, what? And then they just fall on the floor
Yeah.
and he kicks their butts without
Yes.
even trying. Like,
Yes.
he's bored. He gets bored fighting Agent Smith. Like, oh, is that all you got, man?
and it's like, you again, really again?
Yeah. And from then on, like, he becomes like this very cool, calm, collected character because he
Yeah.
knows, like, he gets it.
Yeah,
Like,
he does.
That's woke. Like,
Yeah.
that's the epitome of awakening, that's the epitome of enlightenment.
Yeah,
And he gets enlightened
yeah,
after he dies, which is symbolic. Like,
yeah.
after, when you die unto yourself, I guess.
When you
And-
suddenly like let go of everything.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm ready, and then it just comes.
But then he lets go of everything, but also at the same time, he's inspired by the love of his life.
Yeah,
So
that's a other factor
that's
too.
taking strength from that
And it's just one person.
and just realizing, like, okay, there are no limits.
Yeah.
I can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, bullets can't touch me. I'm
What?
in love. B. Can I say bitch?
No, you just said it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. What is the wait, okay. What scene were you so baffled to watch the first time you had to watch it? From any of the three
The
films?
second one, where the architect is talking to him. The architect dialogue and the Merovingian dialogue.
Uh-huh.
And I realized later, like, the Merovingian is very utilitarian. He believes in cause and effect, basically. That's his
Okay.
main philosophy.
Mhm.
But when you're watching it when you're 13 years old, you're like, what are you talking about, you nerd? Stop and go back to the fights. What is going on? And then, all that exposition, it's super heavy in exposition.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to the fight scene where Morpheus like hits a car with a samurai sword and
Yeah.
like hits it with an automatic
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
boom, blows up. Like, okay, cool again. All right.
So that's what you were just after at 13.
I mean, yeah, at 13. But then
But-
I watch it again when I'm
Yeah.
older, and I realize like the Merovingian is basically cause and effect. He's old school. He's
Yeah.
very, you do this and that happens. And he doesn't believe in choice because he thinks that people are wired a certain way. And then the architect comes in, believes the same thing. He's a mathematician. He thinks, everybody's done this, so you're probably going to do this. And then, and
you're
then
like
when
the seventh, no?
sixth,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
the
yeah.
sixth iteration of he's the sixth anomaly.
Yeah.
And when he chooses love, he's like, oh, I can sense it. Ugh, it's gross. I don't like this love stuff.
Just because you haven't
Because-
experienced it.
Because love is something that machines don't understand.
Yeah, that's true.
And really, if you think about it, the reason why the revolution is unstoppable is because it can't be calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my son, by the way. Yeah,
Hi, June.
yeah, it's little Neo. Yeah, so the revolution, I mean, it's something bigger than themselves.
Right.
And that's something that you can't calculate. I
That's
mean, they're
true.
willing to risk their lives to free other people from the bondage and the slavery that the machines have put them in to make them batteries. And that alone is like, oh man, that is the reason why they win. Because
Yeah.
you can't calculate that. That's the humanist human thing.
That's
The
one
will,
thing.
the will.
That's true.
The will to do something bigger than you.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, robots or AI will not be able to include that in
Yeah.
the calculation, quote
Yeah.
unquote. It's not everything is all math.
Yeah, just the love and the freedom.
Yeah.
That's what they're fighting for.
And let's just say, assuming that that's it, he's the last because of that particular factor, which is Trinity.
Right.
Then suddenly they realize, oh, humans are capable of something we don't.
Yeah.
know.
So if you think about it, I mean, Trinity is the hero here
Yeah.
because there have been 6 Neos, and
Yeah.
none of them have been able to save the world.
Except,
But Neo
Because-
with Trinity
Yeah,
to
it-
inspire him to choose a different path.
yeah.
Bam.
And it's always, when you watch films, when you say Matrix, it's always Neo, Trinity, and Morpheus.
Morpheus, yeah.
All the time. You cannot take one from the other.
You can't. No way. And even like there are 3 of them, and there are 3 agents. It's very even the numbers.
numbers, yeah.
The numbers and all of it. But yeah, they're like a tripod. You can't just you can't drop a tripod. You can't just push it over
Yeah.
that easily. But yeah, it's have I answered the question?
Yeah, you have.
Okay, Neo and the Spoon Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite characters. Wow, I took 40 minutes to explain who my favorite character is. Whoo!
That's how excited
That's
you are.
overthinking it a little bit, bud. No,
But,
it's-
okay.
It's cool.
So, but what are your last words for those who haven't seen it? What do you want to tell them? Those who haven't seen. Okay, guys, this is really weird if you haven't seen The Matrix. But if you haven't seen The Matrix, okay, Inigo, what is your message to those who haven't watched The Matrix or haven't seen The Matrix? You still.
Wake up. Basically, that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
there's this movement, and there has always been this movement of waking up from this slumber, waking up from this deep not knowing, from this deep subconscious. There's like this itch,
Yeah.
and basically, this film is the process of how this guy did it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it mirrors like the Christs and the Buddha, and,
Yeah.
all those people that inspire so many.
Right.
But it's told in such a cool way.
So cool.
Super
You
cool.
won't be bored. That's what I can tell you.
it's a sci-fi movie.
It is most definitely.
It's no doubt. First
Sci-fi
and foremost,
action,
it's science fiction.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's science fiction that's really well told.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, especially the first one. I mean,
Go check it out.
Yeah.
You should.
Watch it. And if you're inspired to wake up from it,
Yeah,
then
please.
let that be your white rabbit.
Yeah.
Follow the white rabbit.
That is true. Okay, Napoleon says, one of my favorite, Hugo movie is The Interview. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
I haven't either.
Nico Santiago, caught yourself there, Inigo. Good job. Ha ha ha.
Did I? I think I cursed a little bit.
Napoleon, maybe the Matrix is fate. That everything is supposed to happen like what the Oracle's prediction. Maybe. I love the scene in Reloaded where Neo is fighting a lot of Agent Smiths with a pole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. That is one good
Very
scene.
cool. Very cool.
Okay. Bon Labora, it said that Tank's character was killed in the sequels. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tank
yeah.
eventually dies.
Yeah.
But in the first one, he survives.
Yeah, the first one he survives. Napoleon Gankaiko, there is also a dojo scene in the Animatrix.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, with the guy and the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said so,
Very
right?
cool.
Raf Garcia, Agent Smith, why do you persist speech?
Yeah. And he said, because I choose to.
Yeah.
And, it gives importance to our choice. I mean, we choose to wake up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Okay, Bon Labora, Neo will be back in Matrix 4, still on development. What?
Is there a Matrix 4? Yeah, I've heard about it. Is Keanu Reeves gonna do it?
I don't know.
I don't even think the Wachowskis are on board, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I hope they don't ruin it.
Yeah, I
mean,
hope so,
that's the thing.
too.
Everything's being rebooted now. I mean,
They shouldn't do
let a
anything
masterpiece be a
stop.
masterpiece.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, hi to say A. Patawaran, who is in, where is he again? Is in Italy? Yeah, he's for the Biennale. Hi, A. Thank you so much for tuning in. He was also my co-host for the Zombie Apocalypse. Okay, guys, this is so long. I hope you had fun. I had fun. Thank you so much, Inigo.
Oh, thank you so much. I have some messages. Is that okay?
Of course.
Yeah,
please.
Luis says, agreed. I really want to watch it again. First time around, I barely understood anything. Yeah, and I get it, man. Watch it again now that you're older, and you'll probably understand more. Yeah, no, it's good. The PS2 game's really good also. They have bullet time there and everything. My sister also, hi Nuria. She says, this is hyping me up to watch the Matrix series again. I hope Warner Brothers pays me a bit for this. I'm hyping up WWE and Warner Brothers. Come on, man.
You guys gotta pay me.
Come
You gotta
on.
pay us.
Yeah. Marty's doing a lot of work for a lot of people, man.
You fandom. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, but yeah.
No, but it's a universal desire. It will make, everybody is gonna have fun.
Oh yeah. Eventually maybe we'll break out of the Matrix and
You'll see him in the movie. You'll see him in the reboot, guys.
Matrix 4, guys. I'm gonna be in it. Neo. What?
What?
What's happening?
Well, why not?
Yeah,
You'll
why
never
not?
know. Maybe
Yeah,
they're
we'll
listening.
see.
We just tagged their page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. For those who'd like to know the songs I played, just check my page, Marty Tengco. I'll be placing all the tracks there. And of course, please message Miss Kooky Tuason. Miss Kooky, hi.
Hi, Kooky.
Hi.
What's up?
She's already cold.
Hi, Jude.
Hi, Jude. Say hi. Aw.
Aw, that's my 2-year-old.
He's just 2.
Hi, Jude. What's up, bud?
Well, guys, if you'd like more fandoms, anything you'd like to us to talk about, just please message Miss Kooky Tuason, who created my show 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction, and so she could insert it in the very, very long laundry list of fandoms that are being requested to her.
Thanks for listening, everyone. This
Yeah.
was great. I mean, I love the WWE one, and that was a lot of fun. But this one's deep. This one's philosophical. I went into the rabbit hole. Yeah, I went into the rabbit hole several times talking today, or just within this last couple of hours.
Yeah.
It's good. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank
Ciao,
you, Kooky.
thank you.
Thank you, Chow.
Oh, Jude. He's figuring out what I'm saying. And of course, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, Kooky Tuason Show, if you're into spoken word or music and arts, culture, theater, of course, anything to do with the word, just listen to her because Pilipinas every Tuesdays midnight. 2 is it 2 a.m.? 2 a.m.-ish. 2-ish.
Jude.
Because sometimes it's 2:10.
Bedtime, bud.
2:15. Yeah, bedtime, bud. You should be sleeping. Why are you wide awake?
Nah, he's gonna sleep soon.
And he's wearing a Spider-Man shirt. Good
Yeah.
job, Dad.
Fandom, right?
Fandom right there. Are you going to talk about Spider-Man soon, man?
That just happened too.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So, guys, I'll have a
Yeah.
2-year-old soon.
Oh man, Marty's youngest guest.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Next week, my topic, of course, will be Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes.
Ooh, that's fun.
And please let me know next week what's your favorite short story and what's your favorite maybe movie or TV series. Let me know. There are so many remakes or whatnot on the cinemas and TV series and comics and whatnot. Let me know what's your favorite next week. And so I'll be leaving you with this song. What's this? Navaras by Juno, Reactor versus Don Davis from The Matrix Revolutions 2003. This is Marty, Tengco. Jude, say bye-bye. Come
Good
on,
night.
say bye-bye. Come on,
Thanks for
Jude,
listening,
say
everyone.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, guys. And we'll be seeing you next week. Again, 60 Minutes of Pop Fiction is every Wednesdays, midnight to 1-ish. That's what 1. All right, guys. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.